So here we go, chapter 10, which is all about creating balance for happiness, connecting with our emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual selves. My story. It seemed like a normal weekend morning, only it wasn't. It all started as I was coming out of my morning meditation practice. Suddenly, all I could hear was the word Akasha, Akasha, Akasha ringing in my ears. What does this even mean? I asked myself. And why is it ringing so loudly? Why would it not stop? Yet, there was this profound feeling that I knew what this word meant. Picking up my phone by the bedside table, I was surprised to see the number 3333 everywhere. The time was 333, the number of emails on my phone were saying 333, and so on. So I unlocked the phone, turned to my faithful assistant, Google, to understand what the word Akasha meant. It turned out to be connected to the Akashic records, a record of information about anything and everything that has ever existed in the past, present, and potential future evolutionary paths. I also learned there were there are there are the universal Akashic records and individual Akashic records. The Akashic records are the deepest and highest level of information about a soul from the time they come into existence until they return to source. This includes information about a person's past, including past lives, present, and the future evolutionary paths to help them live their best in the now and be happy. Funnily enough, my adventure that morning also led me to stumble upon a book titled How to Read the Akashic Records. I bought the book, which also had a sacred code that apparently enabled you to access your individual Akashic records. Just imagine my excitement, fear, apprehension, and curiosity all thrown into the same pot of stew. After dilly-dallying for a while and skipping the bit about meditating and accessing my Akashic records for far too many times than I care to admit, I finally settled down with it one evening in September. I followed the guidelines to access my Akashic records, and the rest is history. A few months later, I found myself certified as an Akashic Records consultant with 20 others from every continent in the world. The training took place in a beautiful retreat center on Guatemala's Lake Atitlan, facilitated by an organization called Journey to the Heart, based in the United States. Combining my newly found awakened innate skills as a conscious channel with nearly 20 years experience in business and people development, I continue to enable myself and others to address challenges related to all aspects of our lives. Being able to tap into your Akashic records is hugely valuable in helping you answer deep questions about you and receiving suggestions to live the life of your dreams happily. This includes life purpose, finances, relationships, career, business, mission, and so on. A great thing about this tool is that we eliminate all guesswork, delving into past, present, and future issues. Self-connection and balancing. Several years on, I continue to connect with and heal myself and thousands of others through the Akashic Records work. I tell you this story because the Akashic Records found me when I truly needed some balance in my life to enable me to connect with an even happier version of myself. While I was very happy with some aspects of my life, my successful career and in the corporate world, a comfortable life, traveling the world being some of them, other aspects were very lopsided. My relationships and tackling some ancestral lineage issues were certainly areas that needed more attention. Understanding and addressing these issues enabled me to experience a higher level of happiness that continues to surpass my human understanding. It's hugely valuable for us to see ourselves within the spectrum of all the four aspects of us: emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. Bringing these four aspects or bodies into balance connects us with our ultimate selves, our blueprint, the truest state of pure love, joy, and happiness. This is referred to as the 0 point of consciousness in the esoteric or quantum science worlds, a state of complete balance. You return to your neutralized state where you are in a position to create or manifest all that you are and desire. Creating Balance, the Create Balance Healing and Mentoring Program. A few months into my Akashic Records work, I recognized the need to enable my clients to integrate and ground the truly profound information that they were receiving in their practical day-to-day living. Designing a 3-part mentoring program was the answer. It includes practical purpose development, peak performance tools, designing and creating the experiences that we desire every day, easily tapping into and switching between our third dimensional as well as our high dimensional states of consciousness to live happier lives and much more. As part of this work, I continue to be mentored by numerous groups of higher beings, and these include ascended masters, archangels, star racers, and galactic councils of high dimensional states, assisting humanity as we raise our personal and collective vibration to attain our higher states of consciousness, living our lives to our greatest potential. The Create Balance Healing Program, part of which I share with you in this chapter, came to me through a vision state, enabling me to remember this as something I had done for myself and others before. Instrumental in this particular program are Ascended Master Sekhmet, Archangel Raphael, and the Arcturian Medical Council and their guides. It is also extremely fascinating that depending on whom I'm conducting a healing session for, their own higher self and healing teams show up to participate and assist in the work for the particular individual. Therefore, it is my truest intention that this tool I share with you meets you at your exact point of need, balancing you emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and enabling you to touch and reach you at your ultimate neutralized 0 point of happiness. And this is a quote from one of my clients, Billy Joe Langridge. After the healing session, I felt very calm, peaceful, happy. I do feel like I'm definitely taking back my power and using my voice a lot more, speaking up for myself. The tool, Create Balance for Happiness. Preparation. Before we start your healing practice, let's take some time to prepare. As with most practices, the more you practice, the more you become great at it, and the better the results that you experience. So here's what you need: a notepad, a pen or pencil or something to write with, a quiet space where you will not be disturbed for about 20 to 40 minutes. Remember that, as with most impactful healing practices, it's not only about removing something that no longer serves you. It's equally about replacing the void created with something positive that serves you and activates your highest potential self. This will enable you to experience your life in your happiest state. After all, we are dedicating this particular healing practice to happiness. Centering with breath. Bring yourself into a centered state by focusing your awareness on yourself and your heart. Take some deep breaths. On your next inhale, inhale everything that has gone on today, and including anything that you need to get rid of, and exhale it all out. It'll be like this. And then on your next inhale, inhale all that is good and in alignment with yourself and source, so you'll be open and receptive to your healing practice for your happiest state today. Aligning with the ATA method. So now let's do an internal alignment that connects you to your higher self and universal healing team. In the ATA alignment method, A stands for align, T stands for tuned in, and A stands for allow. To activate your aligned state, simply state to yourself, I am aligned, I am tuned in, I am allowing. Now write down these words: emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. This reminds you of the 4 aspects of you that we'll be working on today to bring you into your balanced state, your balanced, neutralized state of happiness. The Create Balance healing process. The healing process is the same for each of the 4 aspects: emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. We will therefore use the emotional body as the example to run you through the process. It's a 4-step process. So you can then repeat the same process for each of the other 3 aspects to complete the Create Balance healing program at each sitting. Once all 4 aspects have been covered, we anchor the healing at cellular level. Finally, we download and activate new DNA cells to replace that which we've cleared from our system that no longer serve us. Now let's talk about the Create Balance healing scale. For this healing practice, we'll use the Create Balance healing scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is the neutralized, balanced 0 point, 1 is the highest point, and 10 is the lowest point. Connecting with the emotional body. Step 1. On a separate line, write down emotional body. Then, using the Create Balance healing scale, ask yourself, On a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is my highest state and 10 is my lowest state, what number reflects my emotional body right now? As you ask this question, allow yourself to intuitively receive an answer. The first number you get is definitely correct. So write it down as soon as you receive it. For example, let's say you got a 6. Write that down. Then simply ask your higher self and the healing teams that you connected with to heal you to a balanced, neutralized point of 0. Sometimes you may get a sense of what is happening at this stage. You may receive additional information, insights, downloads, visions, etc. about what has caused the current lower state of the emotional body, the imbalance, and the healing currently taking place to restore you to your true, happy, balanced state, the 0 point. I would also encourage you to write down this information as it comes through. Sometimes you also get recommendations on how to continue to activate this higher vibrational, emotional body state. You may get practical suggestions on what you need to do to integrate this healing further. If you don't receive any additional information, that is also fine. Simply assume and trust that healing is taking place. Step 3. After a few moments, check in to see how the healing is going and what number you are in the process of being healed to your 0 neutralized point. You do this by asking, what number am I at right now? If you receive the answer 0, write down 0 and proceed to step 4. If you receive any other number, for example, if you receive a 4 or a 2, the numbers usually come in descending order because remember we're heading down to 0. So if you got a 4 or 2, write that down as well. Get a further sense of what is happening at this stage. Perhaps you may receive additional insights on why you are at this particular number in the healing process. What is being done to correct the situation? Once again, ask your higher self and the healing teams you are connected with to continue the healing to your neutralized point of 0. Continue to be in the flow, noting down any additional information as needed. Check in again by asking, what number am I at right now? Assuming you receive the answer as 0, write it down and now proceed to step 4. Step 4. You are now at the 0 point. Pause. Take it in and be aware of how your emotional body feels. Most of the time, you'll eventually receive a 0 answer. However, if for any reason you are not and continue to get another higher number than 0, then say, I ask for this healing to be done and complete within karmic absolution. This happens on rare occasions where the learning around a situation is not yet complete for a 0 point to be attained. Either way, you will still feel balanced and happy after the healing session. Your emotional body healing is now complete. You are now ready to proceed to connect with your physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. Connecting with the physical body. Write down physical body. Using the Create Balance Healing Scale, ask yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is my highest state and 10 is my lowest, what number reflects my physical body right now? Pause. Receive an answer and follow steps 1 to 4 of the connecting with your emotional body section that we've already read. Remember to go with the flow throughout the process. For instance, if you feel like you're swaying, allow yourself to sway. If you start to cough, yawn, allow yourself to do so freely. Body healing is complete. You are now ready to proceed to connect with your mental and spiritual bodies. Connecting with the mental body. You're getting used to the process by now. Write down mental body. Then, using the Create Balance Healing Scale, ask yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is my highest state and 10 is my lowest, what number reflects my mental body right now? Pause. Receive an answer and follow steps 1 to 4 of the connecting with the emotional body section in this chapter, replacing the words emotional body with mental body each time. As you allow yourself to go with the flow as part of the healing, you may also see yourself in your true divine state. Sometimes this may materialize in the form of a past life or an aspect of you coming through to show you your divine self. Perhaps gifts and innate abilities that you now need to be activated in this lifetime to assist you. Once you complete step 4, your mental body healing is complete. Congratulations! We now have one more body to connect with, which is ultimately your spiritual body. Connecting with the spiritual body. Now write down spiritual body. Using the Create Balance Healing Scale, ask yourself once again, on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is my highest state and 10 is my lowest, what number reflects my spiritual body right now? Pause. Receive an answer and follow steps 1 to 4 of the connecting with the emotional body section in this chapter, replacing the words emotional body with the spiritual body each time. As always, allow yourself to sense what is going on with your healing. For example, your carbon-based 3D third dimensional self may be upgrading into a higher dimensional self, which we may refer to as 4D, 5D, 6D, etc. Sometimes with the spiritual body, something as simple as feeling unworthy of our own happiness could cause an imbalance. Whatever insights you receive, or not, as the case might be, simply allow the healing to take place in its own way. Remember that if you're not receiving additional insights, it doesn't mean that your healing is not taking place. Once you complete step 4, your spiritual body healing is complete. Now let's move on to anchoring the healing you've done through. Let's move on to anchoring the healing you've done through DNA and cellular level activation. Anchoring the healing through DNA activation. This DNA activation exercise involves using your hands. Put your right thumb in the center of your left palm. Press down with enough pressure, as if you're kneading your palm. And see if you feel any level of discomfort or pain. If you do, there may be remnants of the healing that needs to be resolved still in your system. Continue applying pressure to or kneading the center of your palm. So we're talking about the left palm. You may realize that the discomfort or pain eases, so you can't feel it anymore. If for any reason you continue to feel a pain or discomfort, set the intention for the healing to continue and to be complete. Assuming you feel no pain or discomfort in the palm, you now anchor the healing into your DNA. With your right thumb still pressing down the center of your left palm, say, I anchor this healing into my DNA across all space, timelines, and dimensions. Repeat this process for the other side of your body by placing your left thumb in the center of your right palm and following the instructions as per above. Now you can set the intention for new DNA cells to be downloaded into all 4 aspects of you to replace cells that have been removed as a result of this healing activation. Drink lots of water, allow yourself time to relax, and reflect with gratitude on the great self-development work you've done today. It impacts your loved ones, your neighborhood, your workplace, your country, the world, and the planet at large. Your Create Balance healing is complete. You are now at your balanced, neutralized 0 point, your true state and happiest point. About Maggie Sappho. Maggie Sappho is a passionate author, speaker, and mentor for inspirational leaders and individuals, and brings over 18 years' experience in leadership, personal growth, and transformation to her audiences. Her work with world-class firms, as well as individuals, has led to partnering with and over-delivering on numerous people and business transformation programs. She combines holistic modalities, quantum science, and DNA healing tools with her people development abilities to balance all 4 aspects of the self: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The majority of her clients become hugely successful in their roles and businesses or transition happily. Maggie Sappho deals with purpose and mission development, personal and organizational. Based in the UK, she serves local and global clients in person or remotely. She's the CEO of Mary's Consult Limited, leads a Women in Business network in the City of London, and serves on the Leadership Council for the Wellness Universe. She enjoys a good game of tennis, yoga, and family beach holidays. Maggie is a certified Akashic Records consultant with Journey to the Heart in the USA, holds an MBA and a PG set in People Development. You can connect with Maggie at the Wellness Universe.